picture the scene. It's Thanksgiving. Your immediate and extended family are gathered together around the dining room table, ready to celebrate the holiday. You bless the meal, serve the food, and before you can even put your fork to your plate, the questions start coming. How's college? How are your friends? Who are you dating? What are you involved with on campus? Imagine if you could respond to all of these questions with just one answer. You can. It's called Facebook. According to a report from iStrategy Labs, in the past 3 years, there's been an 80% increase in the number of adults over the age of 55 using Facebook, and 48% of parents admit to friending their children on Facebook. So today, I'm here to tell you how accepting your parents or any adult's friend requests on Facebook will not only serve as an outlet to answer all of the most dreaded questions, but also facilitate communication between you and your family members and help with your personal and professional development as well. So, living on a college campus, we all know that there's always something to do, something going on, someone to talk to. So if you talk to your parents, say, on a weekly basis, it's kind of hard to remember every single thing you did or everyone you talked to or every event you attended. However, Facebook can be that platform to keep them informed of what you're doing on a daily basis without you having to struggle to remember and tell them everything you did to keep them updated. Not only will this help you, but it'll help them stay in touch with you and help communication without having to have long phone calls every week. And just they can see what you're doing without you having to necessarily tell them. But for example, through events you've attended on Facebook or even clubs you've joined or pages you've liked, they can see what you're doing, where you're going, your academic involvement outside of the classroom. So you don't necessarily have to tell them, oh, I went to this meeting, or I went for this club, or I went to this event for this, this team or this event. So it just kind of helps you both stay tuned with each other without having to necessarily be in contact every single day. Also, this helps keep the phone calls short, so you don't necessarily have to talk lengthy phone calls every day, and this helps spare you of the Q&A at the next family gathering. In addition to the academic benefits your parents can gain from your Facebook page, they can also just stay in touch with you on a personal and social level through status updates, photos, or even recently added friends. They can see where you're going, who you're going with, and what you're doing without having to ask you every single weekend. And not only does this also help keep phone calls short and sweet, but it also makes them more interesting because they can put a name to the person or a face to the name that you're telling them about, so they can kind of see exactly the people you're going out with or the people you're interacting with on a daily basis since you're not always with them. And if you're not comfortable showing your parents every single thing on your Facebook page, Facebook offers plenty of customization settings to allow your parents to see what you want them to see and what you don't want them to see. For example, I have 2 lists on Facebook, one called family and one called adults. And so I have certain albums on Facebook that all my friends can see, or all my friends except those 2 groups can see, or albums that only those 2 groups can see. So just, not that I have anything to hide, but sometimes I want to show a certain audience certain pictures, and Facebook allows me to do that. And lastly, having parents on Facebook just helps you maintain an appropriate profile. Knowing that my parents and extended family members and the friends of my parents are on my Facebook, it just helps me remain conscious of my online presence. Even though a lot of these people are my family members or people that I've grown up knowing my entire life, I still see them as adults first, so I want to represent myself in a way that I would be doing in person. So I want to do the same online as I would be doing in person. And also, you never know, maybe those people work for a company or know someone that works at a company that you're interested in working for. And if you don't see those people, if you're not interacting with them on a daily basis since you're away at school, Facebook may be the only outlet for them to keep in touch with what you're doing or how you're living. And if you have an inappropriate Facebook, that may not be the most promising and helpful decision for a job prospect. So always keep that in mind. For example, for those of you not interested in having parents on Facebook, just keep this next example in mind of how even if you have a private Facebook, everything you put online is public domain. You'll never know. You just run the risk of having anyone see it, potential employers see it. For example, my sister, she's about to start work on her master's in journalism. So for her personal project, she would make videos interviewing her friends about their post-grad life. in her journey after college to find a job or make a living or attend school. So she would go around and interview her friends. Some of them have gone straight to work for jobs or attended grad school. And one of her friends in particular, he just graduated this past year from college and was looking for a job, living at home in his parents' basement. And she interviewed him, and it was a really good interview. It was interesting. It was showing his daily struggle to look online for a job and his daily efforts. But he actually called her up a couple weeks ago and asked her to remove the video from YouTube because one of his job offers had seen the video, just somehow through the internet, maybe searching his name, and ended up retracting their job offer. Not that the video was bad in any way, but they just, maybe it didn't represent the type of employee that they wanted, just because maybe they wanted someone, I don't know, who just wouldn't participate in a video like that, even though he was showing the real deal of how college graduates are dealing with on a daily basis. So just know, I'm sure my sister wasn't expecting anyone to see her YouTube video have like 5 views, but you never know, like people are out there, they can see anything that you post online, so just always keep that in mind. And for those of you who are still not sure whether to accept that friend request that's been from a family member or an adult that's been hanging in your friend request folder for the past 2 years, just keep in mind of what I've told you today and see the advantages that can have for both parties. And who knows, maybe that phone call every other day, that lasts an hour, will turn into a weekly phone call for half an hour. That's not as strenuous or not something that you dread looking forward to. And who knows, maybe it will no longer be the main topic of discussion at the dinner table.